Well, good evening, my stamping friends. I am a couple of minutes early. So I just thought I'd say hi and maybe catch up on a little business stuff, that housekeeping, if you will. And then if you come in later, that's fine. Or if you are watching a replay, just skip ahead a little bit. Anyway, I just wanted to say welcome to whoever and however you are finding me, whether that be live on Facebook, whether that on my LuvINK&Paper page, whether that is on the replay on Facebook or on my YouTube channel. And so however it is that you are finding me, I am happy you are here and happy we can share a little time together. Okay, so let's see. So this is my current host code. I went in and added a few orders today. So if you don't remember to add the host code, it's not a huge to do. Okay, I can add it later. All right. So we are still in the midst of our kit sale. We have just over a week longer, and I'm still hoping that one or two of the kits that are still not currently available will pop back in. There was a Paper Pumpkin email today to subscriber, well, not an email. It was a Facebook post, I think, and saying that the sunflower kit that we all loved last summer was back. I don't know when they posted it. I should have looked, but by the time I got there, gone. It was very sad. Anyway, but there's still lots and lots of great kits. And kits make a super gift to someone. Whether you create the project ahead of time and give the project as your gift, or to somebody that loves to sit and do crafts, give them the kit and they can have an afternoon of crafty fun. So either way, it works great. Okay, and the holidays are coming, so it may be time to do a little early shopping. All right, what else? Okay, we'll just keep going through a few more of these things before, because I don't think, oh, it is 7. Anyway, last 2 pieces of information. This year is a little different for the September kit. Normally that's our Halloween kit, okay, so that people have a chance to make the projects, and they're often some kind of a treat holder or something. So this year, the September kit is treat packages, but they're not really going to, they're going to have more of a fall or something flavor to them as opposed to the Halloween theme. Okay. So that being said, all right, there will be 8 treat packages, 8 note cards, and coordinating envelopes. So that's pretty cool. There is an add-on, an 8x10 journal add-on that has some gold stickers and things. So if you are someone that would like that, but you don't want to order just the journal, let me know. I can try and work that out for you. Okay. All right. And if you shop with me regularly, you probably got one of these in the mail. I heard that they were starting to show up in mailboxes last week. Okay, so if you did not get one of these in your mailbox and you do not have another demonstrator you work with, please let me know and I would be happy to get one to you. Okay, all right, I think that's all the housekeeping stuff. All right, so our embossing folders are pretty terrific. Did I bring one over? I did. So this is our leaf fall. It's hard to see unless I put this behind it perhaps. Oh, that's better. So this one has sort of this diagonal leaf. So you can have it go vertically down this way. You could have it go horizontal. You can, because this is a 6x6 folder, you can kind of make those leaves show up wherever you want, right? Which is pretty cool. But what's almost even cooler is, and I'm looking for, I guess I'll just work right on here. Although, hang on. Oh, no, I can work on this. Okay. So there's lots of ways that you can add color to your embossing folders, okay? And I've got a few things over here to show you, but let's start with what I think of as a sort of under, what's the word I want? Under noticed, under I don't know. Anyway, I don't think they're used as much as they ought to be. And these are our pastels, the soft pastels assortment. I have a little baggie where I keep one sponge dauber that's dedicated to each color. That just happens to be the easiest way that I found. Okay, so you can just grab a little color and just kind of swirl it on in places. Okay, so we'll add a little of that. I think that, well, I don't know. I'm sure they tell us what all the colors are, but. And what's interesting is some of the edges catch more color than others. So you get more of a darker tone, okay, which is kind of cool. Let's do a little up here. There. All right. Let's grab a little green. You know what? Where's that dark? I guess I should just take them all out. This, I think, is the darker green. All right, so we'll find this one. And we'll just add a little green in there. Okay. So you can just keep going and add whatever colors you want. Right. Which is pretty fun. So that's one way to add some colors, to just use sponge dauber and the pastels, and then just use this as your card front. It's got a great place for you to stamp a greeting, okay, right over here, and then just use that as your card front. Okay, so that is a way. All right, so what are some of the other ways? Well, you can emboss your vellum, okay, and then you can add ink to either the front or the back. In this case, I'm adding it to the back, and this is Orchid Oasis that I'm putting on the back of this. And what's nice is it doesn't dry right away on the vellum, so you can go back in. So if you get one of those blops, it's okay, because you can sponge them away. So let's just So see, you can just, and then you can go in and add a little bit more if it doesn't feel dark enough. Okay. So you can just kind of keep going. And this would be kind of a cool, this is the debossed side. So these images are pushed down in, so the ink is not going down into them as much, okay? Or you have the embossed side, so this is the side you would actually feel the texture, and this is where you would see the white that got pushed through the vellum, which I think is probably pretty interesting. And you just let it dry a bit so you don't get too inky. And if you wanted more, you could go back and add more. This would look really pretty on, let me just grab a piece of something that's white. Okay, so that would look really pretty as a card base. All right, you could even on cardstock, which, oh, hang on, we might be able to do a little something pretty fun. Thought I had some nearly card front size pieces in here. Oh, this is a little small, but that's okay. All right, so we'll take that same Orchid Oasis and we'll grab the new, well, it's, you guys can't quite get it, but soon you will be able to. And we'll just grab some of these snowflakes. And put them on here. I know, we're supposed to be playing with the embossed images. I know. We will. Don't worry. What I wanted to show you, though, is when you stamp the really strong color like this, okay, what's going to happen when you put that vellum over the top of this. Let me just show you. We'll just move those out of the way because I don't have time to look at how cool this is. You see? See what happens when you put that over the top. So now you have not only have the colored vellum, but you have those really strong snowflakes that don't look so strong underneath there, which is one of the cool things I like about vellum, is that you can see it's translucent. Okay, when I was doing first grade science, we learned opaque, translucent, and transparent. Okay, so cardstock obviously is opaque because you can't see through it. Vellum is translucent, and like a window sheet or something is transparent. You can see all the way through it. But this is really beautiful. So there's another. You can add the ink to the back and then put it over a stamped image. That is pretty cool. You can add ink and markers or something right to your embossed image. Okay, so you could take, what don't I have a lot of yet? Let's add a little blue. So I could take my Azure Afternoon marker and I could just go up here and I could just add some ink to those lines. Like that. Okay. You could go sideways over them. This is likely going to make a little bit bigger of a mess. Not a mess, but you're going to get more of a halo if you do that. So I could do... you know, so I could go around and add some different colors and things. I could color in some of the little light bulbs over here. Like that. So lots of different options there. So you can add color right onto your images with your markers or your Stampin' blends, either one. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, this one was pretty fun. So what I've been doing, and let me just clean this because I want a bigger block. So I'm just gonna put this snowflake away. There we go. Then I can take my markers. What don't I have much of? Let's use maybe some Calypso Coral. I think that's what this is. So you can just scribble on a block. Okay, that's one way to get some color. And use a water painter. This one has the smallest. Okay, so you can just push where it says push. Okay, I'm getting a little water. Just drip it in there. Okay. And then you can just kind of paint in there. Now, a couple of these flowers I did this way. A couple I did with the markers. And then I went back with my water painter and sort of went over them again with more water and a lighter color or something. And I really like that as well. Now I could, I could take a little bit of orchid. Let's just try this. And just gonna get that. So I could take that and just kind of see how it's just kind of, I don't know if you can see it spread, but I can. And it's just going kind of right around the edge like that. So I can add a little detail to those images. I can add a little other color. It's really fun. And there's no right or wrong. There's no, there's nothing that says it has to be a particular way. All right, so you can see I'm just kind of adding a little water to that and letting those colors fill in a little bit more. Okay. So that's another option that you have. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? So we've talked about watercoloring. We've talked about markers. We've talked about inking the whole back of vellum. Oh, I know what we have not talked about. Let's move this, because we won't need that. We'll need a little cushion, and we'll need a stylus end. Okay, I don't think, no, I know what that is. Let me grab this. So these are all my extra parts for my take your pick tool. All right. I have quite a few. So you can just take that one out and add this one in. Okay. Then on vellum, I have another piece here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So you can color on the back of the vellum with a stylus and it will turn white, okay, just like it does. So let's color the presents. Okay, so I'm just going to go up here. So this isn't really adding color, but when you've embossed in vellum, you can make that even more white. See how I highlighted that word tree? Okay, I could go in and I could kind of color the trees. Like that. Make them look a little bit different. Okay, I could do the holly berries. And the holly leaves. So you just move the stylus around until it looks just as though you're coloring. Isn't that fun? Wonder what would happen with our gingerbread boy here. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to color everything. Maybe I'll color him and not his, well, I think I got it a little bit into his bow tie. So this is an embossing folder that will be in the September to December catalog. And it's a lot of fun to play with, that's for sure. So we can make him look like he's got some texture back there. So lots of fun things. So just a stylus. Okay, and you might have one from something else that you've used. Okay, but you do want to use some kind of a pad. Our Stampin' Pierce mat works great. This is actually a piece that came out of the block storage, the caddy. I didn't want to throw those pieces away, so, you know. Anyway, all right, so what else? Oh, you can add color to the back of vellum. So I could take and use, let's give him a blue bow tie. Okay. And you do want to be a little bit careful and try to stay in those lines. Okay. And we can take our pecan pie, right? Yep. And kind of lightly go over our little gingerbread boy here. Like this. Okay. So now we have our little gingerbread boy, and I've left the parts that were most impressed, so his buttons and his face and the little frosting. I left those, that way, right? So you could add color to the back of vellum. So we could color these packages in pretty colors. Let's find, I think this is Berry Burst. So one of the packages could be Berry Burst. Like this. And what's nice, again, is if you were to color like this on cardstock, you would get sort of those lines, those marker lines, if you're not using blends. But when you're coloring on vellum, because it doesn't dry right away, you have that minute to just smooth everything out. And it doesn't show the lines quite as much. Okay, so you could add some, I could do another color. Trying to think what would look great with that. How about a little fresh freesia for that bow? And we can just add that. Like that. So now the package has its bow and so I could go around and add color pretty much wherever I wanted. Okay. So what do some of those things look like made into cards? Well, here's one that I did earlier. This has a whole lot of techniques going on with this, and then I just cut some of it. There's some direct to paper, there's some colored, there's some pastels, there's all kinds of stuff going on, but I really liked the way it came out. And then I just used, again, another set that will be in the September to December catalog, and added the countryside corners dies. And I thought that was a fun little project to finish that one. So let's just see. Oh, where's our flowers? Where did they end up? We've got this, and we've got our card base, and we've got, there they are. So you can, now this one's going to take kind of a lot of adhesive because I did that watercolor wash in the background. There's nothing that says you have to do all the flowers. Just because you do some doesn't mean you have to do them all. Okay, you could. I could still go back and do them if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. What I am going to do is use liquid glue and really hold it down well. Okay. Like this. So we'll give it a lot of good contact there. We'll get it right where we want it. Plus this will allow me to wiggle it around till I get it where I want it. And that actually looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to press it. Now a little of that glue is squirting out. So what I'm going to do is, that's messy. You don't want to look at that. That's, well, hopefully it'll be okay. It won't get all over the front. Okay, so we'll just, okay, sticky on my fingers. That's why I don't usually use that glue, because I tend to make kind of a mess with it. Usually I use my seal. But see how nicely that is sticking down now. It's not curling up. Now there is a little over here, and I think I can get it up with my adhesive remover. I might have to wait just a minute more for it to dry all the way. There we go. that's pretty good. And then that could go on a white card base. And you could add a layer for your greeting, or you could stamp right on here. Okay, maybe a nice thinking of you or something like that. Okay. Just because I'm not sure. Well, you know what? I'll be brave when it's time. When it's time to add that greeting, I will be brave and just hope that I don't wreck it. Anyway, there we go. Okay, so there's that. So a couple of ways to make those things into projects once you're done. Okay, so let's just kind of quick rehearse. So this was watercolored, okay, some with marker with water over it, some with colored with an water brush, okay. Some was direct to paper, some was colored on the back of vellum, some was colored on the front of cardstock with markers, and we also have the coloring the back of the vellum with a solid color. Now let's see, is that, yeah, that's already, that's dry. It doesn't take a real long time. It will depend a little bit on the humidity and the temperature and stuff of the room and area you're working in, but for the most part, you have a little wiggle room in terms of vellum, and then like I could go back and get that a little bit darker if I really wanted to. But since I like the look of these snowflakes peeking through, I think I will likely do a little bit bigger piece and match that up and put that on a card front. So I think, oh, we also had the using the stylus. Forgot about that one. Using the stylus to add white to vellum, embossed vellum images. Okay, so lots of really fun ways to use your embossing folders that isn't just emboss a sheet of cardstock and have it as a background. Okay, you can bring them out and make them the star of the show. All right, so I hope that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. I will leave those two right there. Let me just stand up and see if I have any any questions or anything. It looks like I have some friends that are saying hello, which is lovely. Hello, everybody. All right, so I think that covers that, and I hope that that was a fun technique for you to think about. So thanks so much for joining me. I will see you again next Tuesday. Actually, I'll see you Monday and Tuesday next week, because we have Paper Pumpkin on Monday and regular live on Tuesday. And then the next week, I'm going to move the live from Tuesday to Wednesday so I can share a catalog tour with you. All right? All right. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.